are against government. They're against the New World Order. They're against all of this control, aren't they? They're talking about the Freemasons. People think, these Satanists are really honest. It's because you're like a chess player that's thinking 3 moves ahead, and you're playing somebody that's able to think 30 moves ahead. So you catch their bishop in 5 moves and say, ha, I got your bishop. And they say, ha, yeah, I know you did, and I knew you would, and in exactly 5 moves. And then 3.5 minutes later, checkmate. The number 1 subliminal message out there is a circle with an A in it, which stands for anarchy, and an American flag that is torn down the middle. Transparent American flags that are ripped in the longitudinal fashion. Why? And you know where they're most prevalent? You're going to love this. Pornography. Oh, you want to know why you should stay away from pornography? That's the number 2 vector for mind control, but the strongest effect. Why? If they're loading up your mind, forget about the positive commands to make you love the deviance in porn, but the propaganda commands of anarchy, and you masturbate to that? You wire your brain to associate whatever subliminal commands they're putting in your mind to pleasure. Therefore, subconsciously, anarchy equals pleasure. Ding, 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 ding. Stay away from porn. Don't you understand what porn does? Satan loves that too, because it gives you an illusion of sexual interaction. There is no sexual interaction. You're watching actors on a screen. Actors. You're watching people on a screen. And it creates the voyeur mentality of separation. And you actually masturbate and have your orgasm and have had no interaction with a human. And then you wire your brain that way, which is why a lot of married men or men in relationships addicted to porn are impotent. Why? They've wired their brain to want no interaction. In other words, object only. No personality, no value, just object. Which means they could be impotent in their relationship, go cheat on their girlfriend, and be hard as an iron bar. Why? It's programming in the mind to objectify women. That's how it accomplishes that. You don't know how sinister porn is. It has nothing to do with sex being good or bad. It has everything to do with mind control. Anyway, so Satanists are going to promote anarchy. You watch. You don't believe me? You just wait. I guarantee you they'll slip in that word as they're talking about government and how bad it is. Why? Because the people that are putting out this propaganda, the truth movement about 9/11, are the ones that attacked us on 9/11. Why? Don't you know their phrase? Order out of chaos. They want chaos. They don't want you to have a solution. No, no, no. They don't want you to be able to unify. They just want you to rise up like chickens with their heads cut off so that there is chaos or anarchy. Don't think that's possible? Have you ever seen footage of a riot? They want you to rise up. Nobody's solving anything. It's just a bunch of propaganda bullshit about 9/11. People send emails to each other and talk about it all the time, but nobody's doing anything. Exactly. When the right date, day, hour, minute, second, it's going to kick off, and you're going to have anarchy. So that they can bring in foreign troops, most probably China, to, quote, restore order out of chaos and attack the United States. To restore order, of course, and then dissolve the border between Canada and Mexico and bring in your wonderful American Union loaded with electronic mind control and all of the trimmings. Hopefully that'll clear up for you why Satanists would appear to be on your side fighting for the freedom of your rights. They're puppets of Satan. Remember, in the name of love, in the name of what's right, that's what they're going to do. Therefore, listening to somebody like me telling you the facts will not help you, because if you can't see that for yourself, then telling you will do nothing. It will do nothing for you other than load up that left hemisphere of your brain and accomplish nothing. I'm telling you, connect to your spirit, inside, dismantle the ego and intend for that, the love, and then you will see. I didn't read what I'm telling you anywhere. You've got to resist the anarchy, which will be very difficult, but that's what they don't want, is a calm approach to what's happening. That is their worst nightmare. They need chaos for order. These people have a history of pointing their fingers at themselves. They did it when they switched from dictatorship to hidden hand. They're doing it now. They're exposing what's happened on 9/11 through these fake underground truth movements. You know, I got cut off on a radio show that was supposedly people fighting for the truth in this country. The very moment I started talking about mind control, the music came on, and I have it on tape. Let me play that for you quick so you can see how fake these movements are, how fake this truth propaganda is. When you touch the truth, you get cut off.
His program. This one is also very interesting, but I see that you're covering more legislation and law. Is that right?
Yeah, we're covering how to kick public officials' behinds.
What we do is we file criminal charges against public officials who violate law. We're trying to reclaim our court system because everything that they do is unconstitutional, in violation of due process, and illegal. Our courts are completely out of control, and defense attorneys and other attorneys will not keep judges in line because judges will ruin their careers. So it's up to us, the citizens, to know the law and to take to task judges and prosecutors and individuals in the court system. That's what we do. We're out to reclaim our courts. What we do is the takedown strategy.
I could give you a very interesting point of view on that if you're willing.
Yes.
The only thing is, though, are you open to anything that isn't foul language that you would deem logical?
Yes.
Or sincere in its nature, no matter where it takes you in as far as information?
We're open to hear it. We may not agree, but we're sure open to hear it.
Okay. Well, this is pretty interesting.
And also, yes, we're open to hear it, but I do want to mention that we have a really full board of callers. We have like 8 callers waiting on the line because we had the call lines closed the first 2 hours. So please, for the sake of everyone who's been holding and waiting to call in for 2 hours, can we make it a little bit brief? Just be considerate of the other callers waiting, please.
Sure. This is going to be weird going fast, but 6 months ago, I sat down with an ex-FBI agent, and he explained the whole thing to me. Would you like me to go further?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. He left the FBI. Texas, interestingly, is where he was stationed. He told me about 2 things. One, that he had busted a party. That he and a team of people, and this isn't a video I watched or some book I read. This is a gentleman looking you right in the eyes. Mm-hmm. And with intuition, you can gauge if somebody's being honest with you or not. And there was extreme criminal activity involving sexual practices going on at this party. And he tried to go forward with an investigation. It was pulled. Mm. He transferred to customs on the East Coast and found out that it was our government bringing in cocaine. And it was at that point that he left the FBI. Mm. He himself told me to not do anything, to not look into it. He has contacts in the mafia and told me how they described it to him. He said, you're talking about the judicial system. And the mafia people would say to him, and I'm going as fast as I can, how do you think these judges get elected? He said, well,